This is Distracted, Part 37 of Surrogate, the Director's Cut. Written by Trin, SSJTrinity. The rating is mature. No archive warnings apply. The fandom is Malevolent the Podcast.
Additional tags. John doesn't know what he wants. Hastur doesn't know what he wants. Arthur doesn't know what he wants. They all need marriage counseling. Voices by LynnLarsh as John, Jasper as Arthur, Igneous and Lith as the servants, Flamia as Hastur, Vmprsm as the narrator, SSJTrinity, Kraiva, and Somniate as the work introduction. Editing by Flamia, directed by Vmprsm, transcript by Saffron, created and posted with permission from the authors of Surrogate, the Director's Cut.
They are playing jazz again, and Hastur freezes with his hand on the door in shock. Distracted, pondering, feeling miserable, he'd wandered all the way to the music room without even realizing he had. He knows whose fault that is. Damn it, John. Damn it.
They are playing jazz again, and Hastur freezes with his hand on the door in shock. Distracted, pondering, feeling miserable, he'd wandered all the way to the music room without even realizing he had. He knows whose fault that is. Damn it, John. Damn it. They laugh in their words muffled through wood, then dropped in favor of notes which express just as much. More. He could go in there. He could make this time his, claim their attention, angry or otherwise, he wanted it all, disrupt their stupid little date night over ivory and ebony. He won't. It's John's fucking urges, confusing things. So instead, Hastur makes himself leave. He doesn't have time to play around with those two anyway. Not now. They are so close to Faro's 9th birthday, to the deadline Cain set. Less than a year remained. It was nothing. Nothing. Had they pleased that asshole? Had they satisfied whatever weird sadism prompted Cain to put them all in this position? Hastur has no idea. There's been no communication. If there are ratings, and he hates that word, having looked it up after Cain's human media references, they are nowhere Hastur can see. He still has no way to protect her. Maybe through nibbles, maybe. But even that feels like a long shot. The Lord of the Wood won't get that involved. She only did it once to keep Hastur from prematurely ending the show with Arthur's death. And how strange it is to recall the man screaming, bleeding, dying, and feel so much less pleasure than he once did. Still, Hastur hedges his bets. If the spring rites have been hugely enthusiastic in an attempt to curry her favor, well, their cost is easily replaced, and is for Faro, who cannot be replaced so. He can hear their jazz all the way down the hall and feel their cozy focus on each other, and he is stressed and alone, and it damn near turns him back around to barge in there and grab him. Them. Grab them. Hastur knows damn well that the other urges are John's. The desire to touch, to be with, to know intimately. It is beyond infuriating. Hastur has no such desires for Arthur Lester. About the closest he might come is wanting to hit him until he fucking behaves. No, lying to himself will not help. The dual mark has done its thing, and whatever Lester's are has done its thing, and Hastur must admit that Arthur, in the garden, was right. He no longer hates Arthur like he once did. He certainly doesn't adore him the way fucking John does, either, But that's a whole other story. When John is finally home and they are reunited, he's still going to keep Arthur. But if Cain decides they paid their dues and finally removes the restrictions he's placed on their lives, he's still going to keep Arthur. No, he will not analyze that. It's the one feeling he knows is his, untainted by John's unrealized needs. He does want to keep that stupid human man. So he will. He is a god, and it is his right. Done. Book closed. Subject pushed aside. The games are right around the corner, and Faro is turning 9 so damn soon, and Hastur has no guaranteed way to save her. It is his own failing, this. He knows. His best efforts have not been enough. He also knows if he goes to the music room and interrupts their stupid not a date, he will feel so much better about everything. Not whole, but close, teasing it. Attention from his other half, attention from Arthur, the joy of possessing them, for whatever value of that word. He does not want to feel better. He wants Faro to be safe, and there truly seems to be no way.
My lord.
Comes some servant out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but Hastur was distracted, holding up a tray with pages made of magically congealed blood and ink written in screams.
To sign.
Yes.
Because the number of safety measures required for this whole fucking games situation to work is hellish. Why had he ever agreed to host this thing 3,000 years ago? Oh, that's right. He hadn't been cut in half yet. Security measures are required to keep the gods from fighting each other, or eating one another's competitors, or just rutting on the stadium floor and destroying the place. Who knows? Hastur's relatives were morons. He reads over the contracts, checking every dot and squiggle for hidden meaning and spells. He will not be tricked into something secreted away underneath another word, or implied in another promise, or...
My lord?
Another servant, appearing with further requests for weapons, security hirings, ingredients for spells. This one is from Dis. He signs it without looking over it too much. Some people, hear that, Arthur, could be trusted. But now they have him pinned, and more servants come out of the woodwork, slipping through shadows, climbing down from the ceiling. More and more things to arrange, to prepare, to prevent. And he still does not know how to protect Faro. He hadn't escaped far enough down the hall before getting cornered either, and happy laughter and happy notes both trickle toward him still, and for one moment he is irrationally jealous. Whatever they have, it's not hideous. Whatever it is, he can borrow it, siphon it, sit himself down in it like a hot spring, but it is not his. He could hate them over it. He could throw a tantrum over it, and a few millennia ago might have. He will do neither. There is too much to do. He signs, reads, answers questions, gives orders, casts judgment, growls threats. And the first chance he has, he leaves the palace entirely. Just for a minute, or just a few, just to be away from it all and breathe and think of how next to try to find a way to protect her, and how next to try to pry John out of Arthur, and how next to make Cain happy so he goes the fuck away and... Jazz piano tinkles through the open window of the music room, faint and dancing. Self-indulgence will not help this. He has no time for this. Hastur flips a petty spell at the distant music room, slamming their window shut. And Arthur's deep startlement through the mark at least is really funny. Then goes back to his war room, back to work. He will find a way. He will. Hastur will be damned before he lets some elder god take his daughter from him.
If you enjoyed this production of Surrogate, the Director's Cut, please read the original written work on AO3, where it is still actively updating as of August 2025. A link is in the work notes, where you can also find the social medias of all the production cast. Malevolent was written and produced by Harlan Guthrie, and all characters depicted here belong to their respective creators. The cast and management produced this show for no monetary gain, and all rights remain with the authors. Any sound effects or music used in this production were obtained legally or created by the production cast. Please let us know your thoughts, and, as Kane would say,
stay tuned for the next episode!